I wonder, how hopeful are you right now? On a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is real fear about the future and 10 is a real belief that something positive will happen soon, where would you put yourself? Now, I know it's complex and it involves our experiences. It may even involve medical stuff too. But for most of us, hope is important. And it's certainly better to be hopeful than hopeless. So, back to the question, how hopeful are you? Now, when I asked this question of Quora, which is a social question and answer website, here are some of the responses I saw in the first couple of screens. Firstly, it's complicated, one person said. 2 or 3 out of 10. I tend to be pessimistic, and so hope isn't in my vocabulary. I'm also a perfectionist and so often disappointed. Next one, no score. It depends entirely on the circumstances I'm in. Next, -10. And if you wonder why, just look at the news. I couldn't make this stuff up, one person wrote. 2 more. As a Christian, one person wrote, I have a foundational anchor in the belief that all things happen for a reason and good wins over evil in the end. My hope rarely falls below 7, and there's real power in that. Lastly, at 100, because I've worked my way to the point of knowing without knowing. The answer is unattainable, but the journey is transcendent. Forward, never straight, with useful pointers, and not only to where we put ourselves on the scale. Now, I'm sorry, I don't follow that last one, but with a score of 100 out of 10, it seemed wrong to ignore it. Okay, Christmas is a time when Christians remember that Mary, Joseph, the shepherds and the wise men were very real people living in a very real world that had lost its sense of hope. Mary and Joseph were refugees, escaping a terrible king who wanted to kill Mary's unborn baby. The shepherds were humble folk, living under a brutal, occupying enemy force in the shape of the Roman army. And it was into this reality that angels appeared to the shepherds and told them to go and see the newborn baby who would bring them new hope. So what might we say that Christmas offers to those who wrote on to Quora? Well, it's hope, not in circumstances that are unpredictable, but in a loving God who came amongst us, who knows how we feel, and is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow, as millions across the world would confirm. It's also hope not in some transcendental escape, but in the real world. God leading us through wars, injustices, suffering and fears, both internationally, but also in our kitchens. It's hope not just for some, but for all. The pessimist, the optimist, the perfectionist, the pragmatist. For young and for old, for strugglers and for flyers. It's hope that promises eternal life for all of those who put their trust in God. And it's hope in a foundational anchor, knowing a good God will ultimately prevail, which is powerful for today. Now, to live in that hope, we have to take God into our lives, and that's the thought I want to leave you with. Let's choose hope in God this Christmas.